From the kitchen counter, I see my friend framed by the pass-through that links me to the living dining room. 20 plus years in the apartment, I've had an inside view of my life through this rectangular cutout. Labor Day weekend, and I've assembled all the ingredients I need to complete a scenario. Sunday, September, hint of dusk, salt of sweat from our walk together over Brooklyn Bridge. Friends, we're so comfortable with that identity that he reads on the sofa beneath a funnel of lamplight while I unwrap and stir, mix and marinate. Just days earlier, on the deck of the rental upstate I'd had for the summer, that last afternoon before packing up, retracing the Taconic, its narrow shoulders dotting with deer I fear will leap, I intoned my annual wish that the coming season would include this very scene with him, or, since I must, someone. And there he is, framed within the recess like a painting. But no composition made of living parts holds. As suddenly as I'd spotted flashes of reddened leaves atop the trees the drive back, signaling seasonal change, I've had a change of feelings for him, which I cannot admit. If stated, the words would undo this, he'd vanish from my frame. Of the 7 Manhattan apartments I've occupied, this one has the best view, inside the windows and outside. Through my pass-through, I've witnessed many scenes I've composed, an ever-changing, curated art gallery. Handing my former partner's mother a martini through the opening in celebration of her solo art show. 3 pimento-stuffed olives set at the glass bottom like an ellipsis, suggesting continuing on. The turkeys I've carved, pies I've segmented, rosés I've uncorked as I pass through to those gathered in the room beyond plates. I see my now late uncle at Easter, frail, excusing himself to lie down, my then boyfriend handing him water I handed through that pass-through. The interior fireworks, one 4th of July when a drunken acquaintance grabbed the youngest guest and kissed him so hard he drew blood. The guest dabbing his lip in astonishment, my handing him a damp cloth through the opening, he handing it back for rinsing. And Halloween, when a handsome, self-proclaimed witch came to dinner, the pentagram wrist tattoo revealed as he smoothed the tablecloth. It could never have worked between us. He'd never even heard of Bewitched. I host an annual Christmas Eve dinner, the Stray Gays, many of us professing to seek people exactly like each other, but few acting on each other. I'm telling you, that's the mystery of gay middle-aged men. We want what and who is exactly before us without taking it. Maybe it's because we recognize friends as family, especially at our age. And why risk losing a friend for something as hazardous as romance? I've yet to meet a gay man who's fallen for someone who was his friend first. I'm pioneer stock. As for the framed scene of him, never before have my feelings for a friend shifted this way, and falling in love with a friend taboo as incest. Look, I call to him at the pass-through, wanting him to see what's happening outside my windows. The swath of Midtown is ablaze with the changing September light, its sharpness bringing into relief a barge sliding by on the river, a dog barking from its deck, Halifax emblazoned in monumental font along the hull. He, however, won't remain in that light. You love the things the other loves. Their sources of happiness become yours. Among his, monumental sculpture. An aluminum beam we saw together in a sculpture park meadow is suddenly for me beautiful as Bernini. Upon discerning, later, what I feel, he dismisses me, us. He prefers artworks abstract I realistic. But as that Labor Day meal progresses, he lowers the novel to look at me and I to him, opposite sides of the pass-through. Though at the table soon we will convene, not so unlike a couple.